Okay, for question 5, it's long division. I already have it set up. For long division, you don't necessarily have to do the placeholder, but it will help you when you are at or subtracting your like terms. So first step, you look here and here. What do you have to multiply the x squared by to make it a 4x to the 4th? And that will be a 4x squared. You know you pick the right number for when you multiply down. 4x squared times x squared gives you 4x to the 4th, and that matches. That's how you know you're right. You continue multiplying down. 4x squared times 2x and 4x squared times 4. Okay, and the biggest thing here is when you're subtracting is that you subtract the opposite. So 4 minus 4 gives you 0. 0x cubed minus 8x cubed. And then 5x squared minus 16x squared. And then you're going to bring down the negative 9x and bring down the 18. So now we do it again, but now we look here. We're going to multiply that by a negative 8x. You know you're right. When you multiply down, you do negative 8x times x squared. Since those match, you know you pick the right one. You're going to do negative 8x times 2x and negative 8x times 4. And then you have to make sure you're subtracting the entire quantity. So negative 8x cubed minus a negative 8x cubed is 0. Negative 11x squared minus negative 16x squared is going to turn into a positive 5x squared. Negative 9 minus a negative 32, that's going to turn into a plus 23. And then you bring down the 18. And you're going to do it one more time. So now we look at the 5x squared and the x squared. What do we need to multiply that by to match? It'll be a plus 5. 5 times x squared, it matches. That's how you know you did it correctly. 5 times 2x. 5 times 4. We subtract. 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0. 23x minus 10x. 18 minus negative 20. That right there is your remainder. So when you write your overall answer, it will be 4. Why did I do that? It'll be 4x squared minus 8x plus 5 plus your remainder over your divisor. All right, now 5b, you're doing with synthetic, and we can do it with synthetic because you're dividing by a linear factor of x minus 4. I already set it up. You have 1x cubed minus 6x squared. You don't have an x term, so you have to put in a placeholder. With synthetic, you have to. And then a 9. And then since our factor is x minus 4, if it's a solution, it would be 4. So that's why the 4 goes out front. You bring down the 1. 1 times 4 is 4. You add those. You get a negative 2. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. You add those. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. You add those, and then you'll get 9 minus 32. And that's your remainder. Since you did a cubic function divided by a linear, your answer is a quadratic. So it'll be 1x squared minus 2x minus 8 plus your remainder over your divisor. Okay? And then the last one that I'm going through is question 6. It says, use the table feature of your graphing calculator to find roots of f of x equals. Use your results to factor. So a root is something, a number you plug in and get an output of 0. So I already filled in my table. I plugged this into my y1. I looked at my table of values. Negative 2 is a root. 3 is a root. 4 is a root. The reason we know that our roots are equal to negative 2, 3, and 4, because those are the ones that have an output of 0. If negative 2 is a root, x plus 2 is a factor. If 3 is a root, x minus 3 is a factor. If 4 is a root, x minus 4 is a factor. And so that's how you can use your roots to help you factor.